Here is a pair of very accomplished young ladies from West Bloomfield High School, Chloe Pan and Anushka Sarkar.
So last night I was working on my college apps.
Ew.
I know, and I was stuck on this essay prompt that asked, what are your passions?
What are your passions?
I'm not too sure, but I decided to go to the trusty internet and Google, how do I find...
This could just be me, but that doesn't seem entirely helpful.
Well, at least now I know how to look host.
You do indeed. But really, who or what inspires you to find your passions?
I don't know, I mean, in this amazing modern day age when we're surrounded by inspirational musical prowess like baby, 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 oh, like baby, 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 no.
Oh, that's Nelson Mandela, right?
Of course.
That's what I thought. But really, who is a prominent leader who adheres to our perspectives?
I mean, who is a strong female leader that can inspire us to find our voices and our passions?
I don't know. And think about it, without someone to look up to, from where do we derive the inspiration to find our passions and our voices?
I mean, we could set the standard on our own for ourselves.
What, just us two?
No, I mean everyone here, our entire generation.
Well, it's hard to have an entire generation set the example for the next when so few of us can even drive or tell you what day of the week it is.
True, and if finding your voice and finding your passions are the issues, how do you go about resolving that?
Well, I guess it's up to you to find your passions, right?
True, but you can't exactly Google, how do I find my passions?
Clearly not, but stepping out of your comfort zone is probably that first critical step to being able to find your passions and thus find your voice.
True.
But what if there was an instructional guide on how to find your passions?
What if there was a presentation about this?
No, wait, what if 2 people gave a presentation? And now a brief instructional guide on how to find your passions. Step 1, break out of your comfort zone. Wait, what? Well, you know, so that if your dreams are shattered and you're sobbing your heart out all over the place, you won't ruin your makeup too badly.
That's really optimistic.
I like to take the sunshiny path.
But in all honesty, breaking out of your comfort zone is the key step in any endeavor you undertake. I remember when I was a student intern working for my township supervisor, and don't get me wrong, it was an amazing experience, but at the end of the day, I was still just a kid working in this adult environment, and it was up to me to literally use my voice to ask my advisor for greater responsibilities.
Absolutely. I had a very similar experience with my internship with Organizing for Action, formerly Organizing for America, and it's a national political organization. So the first week at the job, they treated me like a 2-year-old. I was stuck doing menial secretarial tasks, getting coffee, making copies, and it wasn't until I took on 3 times the job I was supposed to and stayed late every single day that I was given the worth of an individual worth employing. Don't let a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity pass you by because you're afraid of a little reprimand or a little failure. Make sure you have that experience in your life to look back on in the coming years.
And don't let the idea of a little bit of failure stop you from doing whatever it is you want to do. Because even if you don't necessarily succeed on your first attempt, even if you do fall, having the wind knocked out of you just makes you savor the taste of air all the more when you do get back up again.
Which brings us to step 2.
Try something new.
Like skydiving.
Preferably something you can do again that doesn't necessitate having life insurance for.
That's boring. Are you saying that I should join my high school debate team?
I mean, if that's your secret desire, then why not?
Well, good thing we did.
But actually, I remember when I was a freshman, and I never imagined joining the debate team, but I decided to just give it a go out of curiosity. And to be honest, my first tournament, I had no idea what was going on. I'd never been so confused before in my entire life, and I almost lost a shoe. But I decided to stick to the event because stick to the activity because I already committed time to it, and it ended up changing my life, and now I can't imagine what my high school career would be like if I hadn't joined debate in the first place.
Conversely, I joined the debate team the very first day of school, then spent the preceding 2 months trying to quit the activity because I hated the first day of it. But I'm really glad I didn't because I did relatively well at the first tournament despite actually losing a shoe. And debate has become a vital part of my life that has changed the way I see the world because it's given me this rush of eagerness whenever I approach an audience and I'm able to feel the excitement when they listen to an idea I present to them. And I can't imagine having a life without debate. Which brings us to step 3, enjoy it.
There's no point in doing something if you're not going to get something out of it.
Like skydiving.
Sure, why not?
Okay, but let's say I try something radically different and I don't like it. What do I do then?
Well, at least you'll have had the experience and you know that maybe skydiving isn't necessarily your forte.
And it'll help me find my voice, right?
You might lose it screaming on the way down, but yeah.
Probably true. Which brings us to step 4. Find your passions. But that's easier said than done. When I tried to find something I was passionate about, I took on this massive plethora of activities and tried them all over and over simultaneously until I found something I was truly passionate about. Like when I was a kid, I did karate, swimming, made a couple sweaters, went to the moon and came back before I realized that my die-hard passions are politics and music. I mean, who would have thought? How about you?
And it was pretty similar for me. Sometimes it can be so easy to fall into the mundane trap of everyday life. You go to school, you go to work, you come home, watch a little bit of TV, go to bed, and you can be content with that. And for a while, I was okay with that. I was content, but I wasn't really, truly, deeply happy. And it wasn't until I stumbled across fashion and politics just like you that I found something that truly made me happy to the core.
Yeah, and I think being able to find my passions helped me to find my voice, because when I play the piano or I compose a piece, I'm able to express things that I cannot verbally say.
And fashion and art gave me an outlet to express to the world things that I can't necessarily vocalize out loud. Plus, I think I could rock a pretty fierce cheetah pantsuit.
I agree. Which brings us to step 5. Share your passions.
Declare your undying love for whatever it is that you like to do.
Paint the world with the colors of your newfound visions. But in all seriousness,
there's no point to finding your passion or finding your voice if you're not going to use it to make the world a better place.
and it doesn't have to be discovering the cure to cancer or winning the next Nobel Prize. Oftentimes, it can be so difficult to feel like you can have an impact on the world because there's so much going on in this effervescent world. But you can.
And that's what makes stepping out of your comfort zone so important, because you never know when or where you might find your calling in life.
Like food.
And Tumblr.
And Starbucks. Anywho, if there's anything you take from this instructional guide,
it's that stepping out of your comfort bubble is the key first step.
and you'll set a goal for yourself that tomorrow,
You'll try something that you've never done before.
and the next day you'll try something else, because at the end of the day,
Change starts with you.
whether you're 2
200
or anywhere in between.